prepping the boat here for a trip to Lake St. Clair for the Bassmaster Open, and I decided bigger might be better. So I'm upgrading from this 1022 to this 1222. So I ordered this from chattyboys.com, got it here quickly. Now we're going to do the install, so I thought I'd show you how I set up my new Garmin's for the first time to save you some trouble and some headaches. Since the power cords are all the same, all I had to do is update the gimbal mount, got this hooked up to the power, and we're going to show, went through the quick setup, accepted freshwater, English, things like that. But the first thing I want to do is make sure I update the software. Let's start out with getting the connected to this, get the active captain set up. So the first thing you're going to want to do, hit home, go down, we want to get to that little gear icon. Actually want to go down to Garmin active captain, and then up here turn the Wi-Fi on. Then it's going to have a name. You can save that, you can save that, and then we're going to use that to connect to the active captain. Note, you do need a 32 gig card for your unit. Also, now it's already ready, so now we can accept on the chart to install now, update the software. And once we do this, we can actually do screen recordings instead of using my camera to do this. So let us do it thing. The software install probably took maybe 10 minutes. Now we're accepting the restart of the unit. We should be up and ready to get into the settings and getting this thing water ready in just a few moments. Password, you're going to go in to your Garmin app, hit connect. You're going to find your unit. You're going to enter your password that you set on the unit. You have to allow access. Connect. The unit beeped, said we're good to go. Click on My Marine Devices. We're adding this Garmin 1222. It automatically registers. So now we have software updates available. We'll have to download those. Once you're in active captain, you got everything connected and updated, then you can see the screen here and you can choose to record. Let me just show you how to do that. So click on this and then you just hit the record button. All right, we are out on the water. Nothing's really been changed. We're going to walk through my initial setup on the new 1222. We're going to use the active captain and do some screen sharing and show you what I'm doing. One of the things that I like to do first is in settings, system, sound and display, the backlight comes in at auto, which means it'll automatically adjust based on a sensor, and sometimes in situations it makes the screen really hard to see. I like to just set it pretty bright and leave it bright. I find that best. The other basic system setup that I like to look at is the auto power and on and off. I know a lot of people find this frustrating. Why do the units automatically turn on when the master power comes on? Here's how you change that, and I like to have mine not auto power on. Now we're going to get into actually getting some of this stuff set up on the Livescope. One thing I like to do is, so your default may be charts, but I like to set a default so that my number 1 button is always to Livescope. So if I ever get off the screen, I just press the 1 button and it goes back. So you can see right now our min max is all over the place. So we're going to go into sonar setup, and you can run this in auto, and it's pretty good about selecting the right orientation. But if I know I'm going to be doing forward or perspective or down, I just set it. I find that's better. Gain, we're going to take it off auto, and we're just going to go ahead and pump this up somewhere you know, 60, 70, somewhere in there. I've got a settings video that I'll link down below. Depth range, we definitely want to take it off auto. You know, 20 feet's probably fine where we are. Forward range, definitely don't want this on auto. It usually comes auto, but we want to, you know, set our forward range out there, you know, probably more like, you know, 60, 70, 80 feet to start out. Kind of depends on what you're doing. You know, a 4-to-1 ratio is a pretty good place to look, like 80-20. That's not a bad. So on our setup, appearance, you know, color scheme, that's preferential. We're gonna, maybe we'll today we'll rock some lava. Do that to what best fits your eyes. Color gain, taking that off the default, we'll bump that up a little bit. Color limit, I want that down, off, you know, so leave that as off. So, and then noise reject, low or off. Ghost reject, I leave that off. TVG, I leave that off. And stabilization, we might calibrate the compass later today. Stabilization, sometimes I will actually not auto stabilize, and I will actually set my pitch angle and to, that way I can, if I want to see more of the top or more of the bottom, like if you're fishing high in the water column. So there's some of the features I like for setting it up. Now let's go out and drop a few lures and see what it looks like. Pick a big chicken jig. Show you what that looks like on the screen here. The settings we have. Obviously all these settings are personal preference. And, there it is, coming down the screen right there. Nice bright return on that chicken jig. You can see even a 3/4 ounce jig, how slow that thing falls. You see the chicken down at 40 feet, falling past a weed clump. Don't really see any fish, but we'll slowly start reeling that back. Lost it out of the cone. See some bluegills around the weeds. Now that we got our Garmin set up, maybe we'll go see about landing on a spot where we can catch a few. We were over there, so yeah. Sunshine!
I would love to go to St. Clair if I could fish. Coming up.
The old chicken. This is the Northland mullet.
It looked different. The colors were. Oh man, nice fish.
Not a bad one.
Not a bad one fish like at all.
Didn't see him on the scope, but
Found the chicken.
little guy found the chicken. The first one on the Northland mullet. Looking for a deeper dive on the settings you need to dial into your Garmin units and how to use them, what they mean? Check out this video on the screen right here next.